Hello, all you crazy cats and kittens out there in pod person land. Welcome back to another episode of For the Love of Movies. I'm your host, Sean Faw, and today we're going to be talking about A Quiet Place. Yeah, Quiet Place Part 2. Quiet Place 2. Yeah, Quiet Place 2. So first off, I have to start by saying that I didn't quite see the first Quiet Place in the first place, so my place in the second Quiet Place was quite out of place to begin with. I went home and had to immediately watch the original to really understand why everyone in the audience kept making noises about seemingly mundane things.
What happened? A bomb, I think.
And I missed the first in theaters, but I have actually tried a number of times to watch it since at home. And each time I get about 10 minutes in and wander off to something else. This is, I think, really part of the reason I like seeing things in the theater. Had I seen the first in a more distraction-free environment, I may have really enjoyed it. But every time I put it on at home, it just never felt like the right time to watch it. And there was always just something else more appealing to do. And I think this also has something to do with the insane lack of dialogue in the first one, which, as a sometimes professional boom-op myself, is a bit disconcerting. And also, well, I just really hate reading. So, there's that. But then that brings me to this number 2, which after seeing the first, I can really only say is just a completely different movie. First off, there is like a fuckload more talking in this one. Still a bit less than your normal movie, but this thing is a Stephen King novel compared to the first one. It even starts with a flashback scene of the normal world where everyone, almost everyone, where everyone is yelling at a ball game and being all normal and whatnot.
What is going on? Mom. Yeah.
But also the whole tone of this one is just a lot different. The first one was a slow, methodical, low-budget psychological thriller with a sci-fi backdrop. This second one was a full-on studio summer blockbuster alien monster movie. And the aliens had a lot more screen time in this new one, and it was full of action and adventure sequences that were really well done and engaging. And even though I didn't already have any connection to these characters myself, I still felt a true sense of danger and empathy for them as they strike out into this new world for them.
I don't know why you came all the way up here.
There's nothing left.
Please. There are people out there worth saving.
In hindsight, the opening scene is mainly a setup to the Emmett character, who I was pretty sure was Matthew McConaughey for most of the time, but was actually some guy named Cillian Murphy.
You don't know, do you? I do.
After that, we are in the post-monster world as the rest of the sequel picks up right where the first one left off. And even though I felt left out of a lot of the fan moments and kind of inside jokes, I did have enough information to understand and enjoy the movie as I was watching it.
I don't know why you came all the way up here.
There's nothing left.
Now, these are both pretty solid movies just all around, but without John Krasinski taking up most of his own lens in the second, a lot of the acting weight fell on the shoulders of the rest of the cast here, and they all really stepped up to the plate. The kids did a fantastic job of bringing me into the terror of even small moments. Emily Blunt got to step up to a more badass tiger mom role, made even more fierce after I realized where her character was at the end of the first. And even the fake McConaughey did a really good job of convincing me he was the real McConaughey for most of the movie. and effects were everything you would expect from a big budget studio blockbuster. None of the weird green screen or bad CGI we've seen recently. It's just all pretty well done and seamless in my viewing. And the camera was fairly seamless as well. You know, a lot of this movie is just really long steady cam shots of almost entire scenes, but it doesn't feel forced or distracting at all. It's not like the constantly spinning close-ups we get in so many movies today. It's a much more methodical Spielbergian approach to use the camera placement to make you feel the emotion, but also understand the full context all in one shot.
It's okay. It's okay. We're okay. We're okay. That's Dad. Okay. That's Dad. Dad. Where? Mom. Oh my God.
And in the end, this thing is certainly not perfect. There is a lot here that we are just expected to accept, and some character development that really had no time to happen. And there are definitely some loose ends that just don't get tied up. But overall, it is a fun, entertaining, big summer monster movie. Unfortunately, if you were expecting more of the subtlety of the first one, you might be a bit disappointed. On the other hand, if you're a Krasinski-level, Tarantino-esque, dirty foot fetish guy, this is probably still totally your jam. Anyways, this has been For the Love of Movies. We've been talking about A Quiet Place 2. And thank you. I'm Sean Fall, your host. And make sure you like and comment and subscribe and do all that stuff. And tell a friend and tell an enemy and make a note as to what you want me to watch next. We're going to be branching out into some other movies and other things here. So, stupid as it is, that stuff's important. So, you know, the algos need to be fed. So, click the thing. Just click it. Just click it.
What's going on?
Just click it. Just click it.
It's okay, baby. It's okay.
Mom.
It's not. It's just.